Your mother ate my dad the podcast. You just picked your nose on camera. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, we're all human. What can you do?
So it's 120. Do you remember what episode 60 was? Which is half of 120.
Of course I do.
But I'm a cheerleader. But I'm a cheerleader. We did
Yeah,
60 episodes ago.
yep. That's why I picked
Feels
this
like
movie because it's so they're topically related.
I don't have a movie for next week. I've asked around. Nobody gave me any suggestions, so I gotta think over the next 50 minutes what I want to do.
Well, sometimes we leave it up to, like, oh, I'll tell you in a couple days.
No, it's not gonna
Okay,
happen.
okay, not gonna happen. No problem.
How was your Valentine's Day dinner at the Brick or whatever it was called?
The Block.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. A little overpriced, and there was a couple of
Hmm.
pretty good things. A couple pretty mediocre things. The cocktail I had was nice. I haven't had very many cocktails in my life.
Right.
Maybe half a dozen ever. But this one was good.
What kind was it?
It was called a Post Malona. It's supposed to taste like a melon Malona bar. Those like ice cream bars.
Hmm. Named after the famous country singer slash
Yes.
rapper slash pop. He does everything. He also fronted Nirvana recently.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Probably
What
pretty
would
good.
what's his face think about that?
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, Dave Grohl. That's the one. Anyway, yeah, that was fine.
Uh,
Um,
Good, good, good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Love was in the air that night.
love is in the air. Well, what about your Halloween? How was that?
Yeah, my Halloween was good. I didn't go as anything. I don't think.
Yourself?
Uh, my Valentine's Day was good. Yeah, we went to Pender Island and had a wonderful time. It rained the whole time, but made it very cozy.
You know what they say about Pender Island, right?
They love their disc golf.
Pender Island holiday. Have a fun getaway. Pender Island Valentine's. It's gonna rain.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one, so that's good.
Now you know, and now you understand why it rained.
Um, you like giving flowers to your significant other around the holidays?
Yeah, here or there.
Cool. I got a question for you.
Okay,
Roses, $1,200.
those are
Rich
too
in
expensive.
Rich in vitamin C, the fruit of the rose plant goes by this anatomical name. Anatomical fruit of the rose plant.
Good old heart of palm.
I have no idea what this could be. The fruit of the rose plant goes by this anatomical name. The
Hand job.
the tongue. Oh, what is hip? Obviously,
Yeah,
hip.
yeah, yeah. Hip, 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 hip. Yep.
$2,000 on roses, and then we'll get away from roses.
Okay.
Um, how windy is it right now?
Extremely.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So windy, I lost my hat today. Hat blew right off my head.
Were you able to retrieve it?
Yeah, it was just on it went on somebody's driveway.
Or was it like that? You remember that Canadian PSA they played on TV where the kid opens his pack of Pokemon cards and the wind takes his Pokemon card away and he's trying to run. He can't catch it, and then he just kind of watches it blow away. And it's about staying in shape. Remember that?
No,
If you watched it, I bet you would. Have you seen the one where the kid's running away and the girls are trying to kiss him?
no, I don't watch much TV.
Well, not now, but this was back
I'm
in the
you.
90s.
Oh, I wasn't alive. Resistant to cold weather, this type of rose, known for its white blooms, shares its name with a type of lettuce. Resistant to cold weather, this type of rose, known for its white blooms, shares its name with a type of lettuce.
Iceberg.
I was thinking iceberg as well, and it is iceberg.
Yep, I knew
Nice,
that.
nice, nice.
Cold.
You ever been to Europe?
I've been to Iceland.
Hmm,
That's technically in Europe.
that is technically in Europe. Yeah, maybe you might get this, you might not. European attractions. 1980s restoration in this building involves surfaces cleaned with wine in the 1710s that were touched up with tempera paint.
The Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, Sistine Chapel. And now we'll take a break, but it is Ice Cream Hawaii. So that should be fun. Yeah, today, windy day, not a lot of energy in the building.
You don't have much energy, or like your battery, the battery of your building, like the power of your building has gone out. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the power's out.
You got your generator going?
No, I just don't have a lot of energy today.
Well, you spend all day chasing your hat around.
That's true. Yeah. The issue that we have when we go away, we have one vocal cat, one cat who screams. Right on cue. One cat who screams a lot.
Yeah.
The orange one. He is worse. So he's. I have like a thing at night, a routine where we turn the light off and get ready to go to bed, and he screams. So I have to get up, give him a little food.
Mm-hmm.
Food calms him down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back to bed. 10 minutes later, he screams again. Then I get up one more time, just like pet him. And then that normally stops it. He lets it sleep. But the last 2 nights, and every night we come back from holiday or a time away, he makes it miserable. So that's what we've been dealing with.
Do
Earplugs don't really work all that
you
well.
close them out of the bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, we close our cats out of the bedroom every night, and Abel likes to. Basically, you got to put him to bed.
Right.
That's basically how it is. You put him on his little bed, and he'll maybe hang out there, and then you go into the bedroom, and then 5 minutes later, he's hitting the door, meowing, which basically means you need to come out and hang out with him for a bit, and hopefully that will put him to bed. Usually, that's Mackenzie that does that, but
Well, usually it's me. So, But yeah, similar ideas for sure.
we got our fur babies. They're a lot of work.
Yes. Was I going somewhere with that? I can't remember. Anyways, I haven't slept great the last 2 nights. But this movie didn't really help with the energy. I mean, it wasn't really like a high energy film. It was a snow film. Of course, we're talking about A Simple Plan, the early 2000s, late 90s. Canadian rock band.
Yeah, and not to be confused with A Serious Man.
Right. Last week, A Serious Man. This week, A Simple Plan. Yeah, it's like the Second Street Minnesota film. Snow shooting. I can't remember what even happened in A Serious Man. It was the Coen brothers. Oh yeah, right. The Jewish one.
That's right.
Shoot, shoot, shoot. Plane, plane, plane. Death, death, death. I mean, yeah, it was a movie we watched. What do you think?
I mean, those are all pretty accurate descriptors. When did you watch the movie?
I finished it at about 4:30 today.
Okay, so pretty fresh in the mind.
The rare watch a movie on the day of.
Well, you are also a bit of a watch half of it at one point and half of it at another point sort of guy.
Yeah, okay. I watched the first hour and 20 minutes yesterday, and I finished it today.
Yeah, the truth comes out. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. You know, I spent the whole time forgetting that it was a Sam Raimi film. 'Cause it wasn't really like any other Sam Raimi film that I've seen.
Certainly didn't have Spider-Man in it.
No, no Spider-Man. Um, did have the guy from Office Space in it though.
Yes, a young Gary
Cole.
Cole. Yeah. It also had, well, Bridget Fonda, who I didn't know. I've heard the name Bridget Fonda. I guess I didn't know who that was. I thought it was somebody totally different.
Hmm.
But she was in Army of Darkness.
She's in Army of Darkness. She's in Jackie Brown,
Not a Sam Raimi film.
not a Sam Raimi film. And she's also in Single White Female. If you ever seen that.
I just meant Sam Raimi did Army of Darkness, so
Ah,
that's why they worked together there.
ah.
And Billy Bob Thornton and Bill Paxton, may he rest in peace. This is their second movie together as well.
What other movie did they do together?
It was early '90s. Wasn't Twister. One False Move,
Hmm.
92. It's an American crime thriller film written by Billy Bob Thornton.
Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton, yeah. Thornton.
Thornton. Used to be married to Angelina Jolie. Isn't that right?
That is right, yes. That is right. I will tell you, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor Academy Award. And I believe it. I thought he did excellent.
Yes.
He was by far the best thing about the movie.
Yes.
Everybody else wasn't really up to snuff in the acting department, I thought.
Yeah. I think this might be the third or fourth Bill Paxton film I've seen. And I don't think this is the type of role for him. He was in True Lies, playing like that sleazy car salesman guy.
Never seen it.
Oh, Lord. He's very good in that. He does sleazy very well. And he's an alien or aliens, one of those. Aliens, I think.
I'll tell you, he's in the Terminator. He was in Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Mm-hmm.
Ever seen Mighty Joe Young?
No. No. I know it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, you've only seen 3 or 4.
I've seen Twister, and I've seen this, and I've seen Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Terminator, I guess. And I've seen True Lies.
Right. But you've also seen Tombstone.
I guess he is in that, isn't he?
He plays Morgan Earp, Wyatt's brother.
Yeah, he was all right in that, as if I remember. I don't know. I just don't think wasn't his best showing. Let's put it that way.
Have you ever seen Titanic?
Yeah.
He's in that.
I don't remember that.
He plays Brock Lovett.
Love it.
Yeah, he's in a lot of films. Fortunately, he is dead now.
Yes, he died.
He was in Edge of Tomorrow. Meow for sure. Yeah, well, I guess maybe he just plays the same role.
I don't know. I mean, like, in True Lies, his character is nothing like this guy. And I really like him in that movie.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. He just wasn't his best, I thought. But Billy Bob Thornton was very excellent.
Yeah, it was. This movie went through a lot of like director changes and lead actor changes. It's based off of a book.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Stiller was gonna direct it for the longest time, but then he dropped out. Also, do you know who Danny Elfman is?
Yeah, he does a lot of like scores for, Nightmare Before Christmas and
yeah,
lots of other stuff.
do you know
Batman.
what he looks like?
Yes, I do know what he looks like.
He's married to Bridget Fonda.
Oh, really?
They're still married to this day. He's the reason why she no longer acts. Um,
Because why?
because they had a family.
Ah,
Oh, Nicolas Cage was supposed to be the lead guy.
hmm.
I feel like Nicolas Cage is supposed to be the lead guy in a lot of things we watch.
Yeah. I think he might have been better than Bill Paxton for this one.
Oh, I would have liked to see him in Billy Bob's role.
Yeah, maybe, but that's tough to say because Billy Bob did such a good job. But yeah,
Yeah, he does. He's the best part of the acting, anyways. Like it wasn't a bad. Like I liked the film, but
hmm,
I mean, I did like the fact that people were killed.
yeah,
The ending was kind of sad. Um,
yeah,
so that was good.
yeah.
But
The problem with the ending was that I don't know, for such like what was supposed to be a pretty obviously very serious, like partially emotional scene or whatever. Bill Paxton, I think he just was falling a little bit flat, so it kind of made that moment not feel as substantial as it should have, I guess.
yeah, the music was good.
Yeah, this is.
Um,
I think we talked about this for a movie recently, but I felt as though the characters in this movie weren't making decisions that I think most rational people would. I mean, you have to get into the situation that they're in somehow, but I don't know. I think they were just a little too quick to start just murdering. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think a person with any real sense would find that much money and with a dead person in a plane and just try to pretend, try to take the money and get away with it. I don't see how that would ever work.
well, I like the fact that when Bill Paxton got into the plane for the first time and he saw the back of the guy's head, he was like, "Hey, Mister."
Yeah, hey, are you okay?
Obviously, like the plane is covered in snow. He's
Yeah,
obviously dead. Like, come on. But I did like the fact, non sarcastically, that they did spend so much time, the three of them, around the bag of money, like discussing what they were going to do. Like that scene went on for a long time.
that's true.
So that's kind of realistic. And Bill Paxton obviously thinks he's the more smart of the three of them, so he kind of tricked them a little bit.
Yeah,
Um, so I
I
like
think
that part.
I think he kind of spent the whole film thinking that he was a bit smarter than he actually was because all of his plans didn't really end up working.
Yeah,
And he also, I think he had an idea of how much control he could have over the other people, but really he had basically no control over what was going on ever.
yes. What would you do with $4.4 million?
Oh, what would I do?
But you found it in a plane and you think it's drug money?
If I found it in a plane with a dead body and I thought it was drug money, I would alert the authorities because I'd be
I'd go to Disneyland.
just not. I would just be too worried that somebody was out looking for me.
Right. Couldn't sleep.
And so it'd be like a No Country for Old Men situation that like the money's been is tracked and
And at the end, we found out that it kind of is.
in a way, yes, yep. Which I mean, I did like that about the ending, how basically all of the events were for nothing.
Yeah. Just, and I thought the money wouldn't burn and you just have to, like, I don't know,
You thought the money wouldn't
forecast it.
burn?
Well, you
It's
just
made of
like
paper.
throw in money. Well, it's not like Canada money, you know? Canada money won't burn.
No, apparently if you take a lighter to Canada money, it just shrinks. It becomes like really, really tiny. I think it probably
Oh,
eventually it would burn, but I think it just kind of shrivels.
I'm not rich enough to find out.
Yeah, like $5. It's not really that much. Could probably find out.
Um, yeah. I mean, there were some good scenes for sure. Like this wasn't a boring movie. This is an interesting movie in some ways. Um, like the scene where they got Lou drunk and
Mm-hmm.
the whole shooting. And back to what you were talking about, like the things that normal people wouldn't do. Like when the cop comes to the door and tells uh, what's his face that oh Lou and his wife are dead. That's like the third or fourth thing that's happened in this small area in like a few days. So
Yeah.
wouldn't they get a little suspicious?
Yeah. It doesn't matter how nice of a person you are. If all these things are linked to you in some way, you got to start being a little, yeah,
Like show me your badge, Gary Cole. Just wearing nice clothes. We just assume you're FBI. Come on.
yeah. And I found it interesting how quickly, um, at first I thought when Billy Bob came home, like right after they found the money, he wasn't going to tell his wife, but he pretty much immediately told her. And then she was like almost pretty immediately on board.
You mean Bill Paxton?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, Bill Paxton, that's what I meant. And
Well, she's a librarian.
or
She was
right, those
pregnant.
pregnant librarian, I guess that makes you do stuff like that.
She was naked very early on in the film, so
That's true.
maybe
That's true.
that was like, whoa.
That was a whoa moment. I will say that. I feel like this the guy who plays Lou, I feel like he just kind of plays. I feel like he's been in a million movies. He
He
just kind of
has.
plays the idiot in every movie or something.
I looked him up. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. Also dead.
Yeah.
But he's been Brent Briscoe. A lot of
Yeah.
bit parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see if he's been on anything. He was in National Treasure Book of Secrets.
Oh yes, of course.
I don't know if he's been on the podcast before. Oh, yeah, he was in Mulholland Drive. He played Detective Neil Domgard.
Hmm. Okay.
Might
Well,
be the only one.
podcast alumni. Welcome back, Mr. Briscoe.
Well, we're at the point though where like we probably have 120 movies. It's probably like 500, 600 different actors.
At least it's tough not to get some overlap, I guess. At this point.
Yeah.
I don't. I also liked the last like 30 minutes when the FBI agent, I know he wasn't actually FBI, like started getting involved. Then I was like on the edge of my seat. I did not know what was going to happen, and even
Edge of your
got my
seat.
heart thumping at one point when he's like trying to get that gun out of the cops, whatever you want to call that, cabinet.
Yeah. When
And
he's
like
trying to
also when he's like trying to
fit the
like,
bolt.
yeah, and also when he's like on the phone with his wife and she's like trying to tell him that that's not an FBI agent, and he's trying to like, I guess he's not too sure what to do because he doesn't want to leave the officer hanging, just leave him to die or whatever.
The picture in the newspaper did look like him with a beard.
Yeah. So I like that. There's lots to like about this one. Just I would say some of the acting maybe not so great.
The novel apparently was a lot more dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, different ending, I think. Gruesome. Um, the wife had a smaller part. Billy Bob Thornton was a larger man.
Oh
Yeah, felt for him.
yeah,
Felt for Billy Bob.
definitely. And
Crows in a Bunch is called A Murder of Crows. Crows are seen in several scenes, suggesting that something malicious will happen.
yes,
Foreshadowing with crows
yes,
pecking their faces off.
a little face peck action.
Yeah, suspenseful, sure. Um, I guess once you saw Billy Bob club the guy in the head on the snowmobile,
Hmm.
then you kind of knew that like everything's on the table.
Yeah.
People will die. I kind of I kind of assumed that they're gonna get away with it. Like that Gary Cole wasn't gonna be the one who puts an end to it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
wasn't expecting him to shoot his own brother.
No. No. I wonder how realistic it is when right near the very end they have Bill Paxton. He's sitting down like with an actual FBI agent. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got some of the money, but we'll get all of it eventually." He's like, "Oh, like eventually?" And he just tells them like, "Oh yeah, we had a bunch of agents like write down all the serial numbers and stuff." I don't really feel like that would be someone you would just tell this guy that.
Yeah, maybe. I've never been uh, in that situation.
Yeah, nor I. That's true. True enough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 Um, yeah. Trying to think of anything else interesting in that film. Yeah, the
Yeah.
wife is real into just taking the money and, but then like you have all this money, like what are you supposed to do with it?
Yeah. I think that's this it's just like a lot of bad decisions. Just kind of like just like not the brightest people in the world.
Yeah,
And
Minnesotans. So you're saying,
Yeah, all Minnesotans. And
much like Fargo.
I guess like the amount of lies and convincing people will tell themselves to like try to convince themselves to be able to get away with this, but I just like oh, just move out of the country, or I just don't really
Yeah.
think that works, and clearly it didn't.
Well, it won't work long term.
And there was also like something I don't yeah, there was plenty of times where I didn't understand why they did it that certain way. Like when he recorded Lou,
Hmm.
like why did he be like, "Oh, I've
Got you.
recorded you." It's like
Yeah, he
why
probably
did you,
knows there's guns in the house, but
yeah, it's like you don't need to tell him right then and there that you like you can don't understand that at all. So maybe don't like show him when he's like extremely intoxicated and like
yeah.
not the smartest man in the world. So
Plus, you know his wife is a little off
yeah,
the rocker.
and they're also like have his wife like just came downstairs and was like, "You're being too loud. I'm trying to go to sleep." And then they're just openly talking. Well, I guess no, she does know about the money, but I don't know how much she knows about like who got murdered or not. But anyway, it was a weird thing to just sort of say so loudly with someone else in the house. But I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. People doing dumb things,
Yeah,
but maybe that just, I mean, that just plays into the character. So maybe it was really smart, smart writing.
yeah. I guess just kind of like when people who are greedy are also stupid. What happens? And I guess this is what happens.
Yeah,
It's a shame about the ending though. I think if the ending was better, this movie would have thought a bit better about it. It's not like I don't like it, especially Billy Bob. Very quite good, quite good, quite good.
is he a
But yeah,
good actor? Watch Bad Santa again.
I was trying to think about what movies of his I've seen, and I mean, yeah, I guess he's in Tombstone. I think he is pretty. He's good. He's known for being a pretty good actor. Like in Sling Blade, he was. I think he was nominated for Sling Blade, and he's in Monsters Ball, which is. I think he's supposed to be pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I think isn't that what got Halle Berry the Oscar?
Yeah, it could be. I think you're right.
He won an Academy Award for writing Sling Blade.
Ah, there you go.
Also, then Bill Paxton has been in 2 movies with Billy Bob.
There you go. Ain't got no gas in it. That's my Sling Blade impression.
I've never seen it.
Jim Jarmusch is in Sling Blade. He's the guy who directed Dead Man.
Um,
And he did the
And Ghost Dog,
Forrest
Way of the
Whitaker-
Samurai.
yeah, Ghost
That's right. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I digress as well. I picked the movie for next week, but we won't talk about that yet. We will talk about acting though.
Okay.
Do you wanna act your words out loud?
Yeah. Billy Bob gave a very good performance. One of the better ones I would say we've seen on the podcast, probably.
Top 100, sure.
Yeah, very, very good. Bill Paxton, I don't think this role was quite right for him. He was very like monosyllabic and maybe not monosyllabic. That's not what I mean. I mean monotoned. And I don't know, just the way he reacted to things didn't seem, and it wasn't too convincing. And yeah, he was a kind of a glaring problem with the acting for sure. And everyone else was just like kind of okay. So it's tough to score a movie like that. One really good performance and some not so good. So maybe I'd give it like a 6.
So you think Billy Bob Thornton was one of the best performances on the podcast we ever had,
Yeah.
and you still give acting a 6?
Yeah,
So
'cause
like, he's like a 9, and everybody else is a 3. We meet in the middle.
Okay, I'll give it a 7. What do you want from me?
No, you gave it a 6. These numbers don't matter. Yeah, Billy Bob, he was great. He bumped the movie up probably at least like 1 point for me overall.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Paxton was a 5. Lou was a 4. Everybody else maybe like a 4. The wife, Bridget Fonda, 4. I'll give it acting a 7. I'll do the 7.
Okay, you go for it.
Ending. Yeah, it's hard to digest the ending. Because like, how do you end a? Well, I guess his hands were tied. It's a novel. So
Yeah.
the movie probably had to go that way. But like, how do you end a film like this? And they took. Oh, maybe, you know what? Thinking about it now, maybe it was a good ending because Bill Paxton is the main guy, and everything in his world is maybe not destroyed, but for the most part, gone bad now. Except for, I mean, his wife, he has a kid, no money. He learned a lesson. I don't know. I still don't know about the ending. I didn't hate it while watching it. He held the gun weird, I noticed, but other than that, yeah, his fate, yeah. I'll give the ending a 6. 6 out of 10. You know what? Stop me talking.
Okay. I would also give it a 6, I think. I mean, it had potential for being a lot better. If that one scene where he's trying to decide to shoot his brother or not. And yeah, and he said he's going to do it himself. It could have been a lot better. But like I said before, it was there was problems. But I like the idea of the ending. And
Right.
also, I did like that all the money had to get burned anyway. It was all for nothing.
It'd be hard to burn $4.4 million.
It'd take a
Take a
while.
while.
It'd be
How
warm
do
at
you?
least.
Yeah. How do you feel about the whole movie? Out of 10.
I'd give the whole movie out of 10.
Let's write that down.
Uh, 6.5.
Simple Plan. Serious Man. 6.5. Okay.
A Simple Plan. 6.5. Yeah. Very good
Oh,
performance from one fella. Interesting story. Some problem with believability and acting from the other actors.
yeah. The way people acted in this film was weird. I'm kind of glad that the cop died because he kind of deserved it.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just,
shit cop.
just yeah, bad at his job.
Yeah,
All these
that
things were
deserves death.
happening. Maybe I would like to see Gary Cole in it longer, but then I guess it makes sense if he's in it just at the end because who he is. Billy Bob was a good actor. I was gonna give it a 6.5 as well
Okay, we
before
can
you
do that.
said that. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. It's like better than a 6, but not as good as a 7.
Right. That means 6.5 in my mind.
It's my thought process. Yeah. So 6.5 um, on the board. It's our first time having the same score since Big Nothing. Do you remember Big Nothing?
Big Nothing. Yeah, I remember that movie. I feel like what did I give
David
Big?
Schwimmer.
Yeah. I gave Big Nothing. It's either a 5 or a 6 or something in between. A 6?
Yeah, we both give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Big Nothing.
So this movie's slightly better than Big Nothing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Different movie, but they're both similar. Similar, I guess. Premises.
Yeah.
Money's involved.
Yeah, you're right. Money and killing.
Okay, that is a Simple Plan, not a Serious Man. The movie I'm gonna pick, it's it's a first for us in a few ways.
Okay.
One, it doesn't. Never mind. It does rhyme with a serious plan, a serious man, and a simple plan.
Perfect.
Well, it kind of rhymes. It's like a rhyme in a rap. You just kind of
A slant rhyme.
yeah. It's our 2025 film. It's February. We're watching a 2025 film
Wow.
that you don't have to leave the house for.
Okay.
Um, it's a horror sci-fi film. You don't watch it, but it has one of the main characters from Yellow Jackets, which is back for season 3 right now, which I have to start watching. It also has the dude from The Boys in it, and that's all I really know about it. I made plans to watch this film on Friday because I noticed because this is the film that we've been wanting to watch for a while since it left theaters.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, it's on DVD now. We can watch it. And they're like, okay, watch it on Friday. And then I'm like, well, why don't we just watch it for the podcast? Because you now know how I watch movies. That is how I watch this movie. I can send you the link for this movie as well. It's called Companion. A Simple Plan
Companion.
Companion.
Okay.
It's an hour and 37 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
Horror sci-fi 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.2 on IMDb. That's all you really need to know. A billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and her friends during a weekend trip to his lakeside estate.
yes, I've seen every time I open Letterboxd, this poster is always it's like trending now or whatever.
Yeah, it's fairly new. As I mean, it's a 2025 film, so. But I think yesterday came on.
You can see it right by my thumb there. You can see
Right, yeah, her head. Yeah,
her head.
that's it. That's it, and that's change it up. Change it up a bit.
Something
We don't
new.
do too many.
Our first 2025 film.
Yeah, our first new film since I mean Saltburn maybe.
Yeah, we also watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, but that was definitely before Saltburn.
Yeah, that was episode 24, so it was almost 100 episodes ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago then.
Yeah, where have you been? 2025. Wow, crazy.
Cool.
Speaking of crazy, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Unrelated. You know much about American presidents?
I know some. I've seen Hamilton.
Well, his first job was scooping ice cream at a Baskin Robbins in Hawaii. I mean, that should give it away, but
I guess Obama?
Obama is correct. That was a $200 question, $600 question under American presidents.
Okay.
There's been quite a few of them. He began eating jelly beans as a part of his attempt to quit pipe smoking. It worked. Who smokes pipes? I was thinking Winston Churchill, but he's British.
Yes, very British indeed. Lyndon B. Johnson.
I'm gonna say Teddy Roosevelt. It's a
Ronald Reagan.
All right. Good to know. $1,000 on American president.
Okay.
The first GI Bill, which gave military men and women access to college education, was signed into law by this president. GI Bill, like GI Joe, the bill that gave military men and women access to college education. Are we thinking? Are we thinking Vietnam? Are we thinking Jimmy Carter?
Gosh, I feel like that's something they probably maybe only recently did. I'm gonna say George W. Bush. You know, I'm gonna be. It's an unorthodox answer, but that's what I'm gonna say.
Franklin Roosevelt. Okay. FDR. I think he was World War One. Was he World War II? I don't know. Who cares? Okay, we're off of the presidents.
Who cares?
And so for February 20th, Thursday, February 20th, which is today, summarizing the novel. You read many novels?
I did when I was taking my English degree.
Perfect. Do you know who Mr. Darcy is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mr. Darcy plays the Bennett dating game and picks bachelorette number 2, Elizabeth. Other sisters get a consolation guy. So that's the novel. That's summarizing the novel. Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, it's extremely familiar sounding. Pride and Prejudice?
That's what I'm going to guess, and that is correct. Yeah, Pride and Prejudice. Good job.
Whew. I didn't read that in... Did I read that?
Oh, Mr. English degree. Doesn't know an English book.
I think
Jane Austen.
Yeah, I think I did read Pride and Prejudice. Or a couple of Jane Austen books anyway. I don't know. We talked about it at least.
Right.
Okay, well. I got the Sistine Chapel. I'm proud of that one.
That is, yeah, that was pretty good. 1700s. What else is there?
Yeah, there wasn't much going on in the 1700s in Europe.
Don't know.
No.
Don't know. I'm playing a lot of Civilization 6. A lot going on in Europe around that time.
Civ 6, but they just came out with Civ whatever.
7. The next one will be 7. I'm not paying $80 for that. I
Certainly
mean,
not.
I'm still learning Civ 6.
Yeah, and you're doing the same stuff you'll be doing in the other Civ games.
Yeah.
Send the scout. That's the main thing. You got a scout.
I don't. I use like other things to scout, like warriors to scout, just in case you run into barbarians.
There you go. That's smart.
Yeah,
I
I
think
am winning my current game, but I'm playing on the easiest difficulty.
that helps.
I'm at war with France.
Bastards, what nation are you? Are you just
Russia.
like,
I'm Russia.
oh,
I
okay.
picked random. I picked a random one, and they gave me Russia.
What's
Ugh.
your goal? World domination?
Um. Well, I went in wanting to to win the world, um, but it's not going so well. So I'm just winning in culture.
Nice.
A lot of tourists in my cities.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. What did you do for your family day? Just chill or
That was
hang out with
Monday,
family?
huh?
2 days
We
ago. Yeah, yeah. Monday.
went to Mackenzie's parents because it was her mom's birthday on um, Valentine's Day, and that was the
Oh,
family day was the day we celebrated. So we went over there and had some pizza, played some Cards Against Humanity.
oh, fun.
That's
Right,
basically
right.
what I did.
We have a comment on Twitch.
Oh, thank you very much, Rippling Narrative.
Uh, we at JCD. Show that on stream again. JCDTNRVZ. Welcome to the experience.
Removes the space.
Welcome to the motherlode, or whatever we call the people.
Yeah, what do we call? Yeah, what do we call our fan base? The Motherload.
Yeah, what do we call Mackenzie? Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I like that. Or the Motherload. You're part of the Motherload.
Your mother ate my dog. The dog pound.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
ravenous rabies. No,
yeah.
we'll workshop it. But I like the Motherload.
Yeah. So maybe if I go like at rippling narrative
This is the type of stuff you can get if you're on our live stream.
band.
I don't mean that. You won't get banned. But, I mean, you'll get to talk to your favorite podcast hosts.
Yeah, but whatever. Who cares? You got to watch the movie. Nobody watches A Simple Plan.
I feel like if you were to poll 1,000 people, 14 have seen A Simple Plan.
I hadn't even heard of it.
But if you were to poll 1,000 people, 86 have seen A Serious Man.
See, I did Simple Plan, and that's just the band that comes up. They're
Yeah.
French. The box office we didn't really talk about. The budget was 17 million. The box office was 16.3 million.
Didn't quite
Lost some
break
money
even.
on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have coworkers where if you say, I tell them the movie I'm watching, and they always like to make a little joke. So I'm like, oh, I'm watching A Simple Plan. They're like, oh, you mean the music group? Or the other day I was like, oh, I'm watching The Straight Story. They're like, oh, not the gay story? It's a funny group of people.
I think I made those same jokes though.
Yeah. Well, that's how I feel about your jokes.
Companion. Oh, what do you need, a girlfriend or something?
Mm-hmm. I bet you all hear that. Oops.
I'm really into protein powder now.
Are you?
We bought some protein powder, spent a lot of money on protein powder, and now we just drink it.
Nice. What are you trying to achieve with that?
Trying to bulk up,
For what?
just to see if I can.
Okay.
No reason.
Will you be my balding Valentine next year?
That's very early. We'll see how
I like to get ahead of the curve.
the rest of 2025 goes.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
wish everyone all the best.
my poor hairline. Like, there's a certain point. You have to accept things. Things aren't going the way you want them to go.
You just
That's
always
okay.
just
It's not even that. It's not even the top of my head. It's the crown.
I
Things are
haven't
migrating.
I haven't looked at the crown.
Well, in person, since you were taller than me, you just have to look and then you're like, oh yeah, we're hats now.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Anyways, time to go. Done the episode 120. A Simple Plan. 119 was Serious Man. 121 Companion.
Yeah.
Oh, then 118 we did the Straight Story.
Yeah. 3 words with an S word in it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much once again. We're doing this. We'll do this again. Last episode of February next week.
Bye.
2025, we've only missed one episode.
We're doing very good so far.
Doing pretty good. Okay. Toodaloo.
Bye.
See, I'm at the top of my camera. You're at the bottom of your camera. So.
Right now, I've been shrinking.